Well, hey friends, welcome, or maybe welcome back if you have seen our other videos. I'm Michael. I'm here with Heather and Nicole. We serve in Silverdale Online, and we're excited to be spending just a few minutes with you. This is episode 3 of a 3-part, I guess you might say.
A mini-series.
Like a mini-series focused around Christmas, where we've just been enjoying some lighthearted Christian fellowship and just all things Christmassy, and just kind of showing that side of fellowship outside of our regular, usual church service.
Absolutely, and this has been a lot of fun. So if you've watched all 3 of these, thank you for being a part. Hopefully this has encouraged you. We've had a lot of fun.
Good for you for making it this far.
Glad.
You win the golden ticket.
Oh, but you know, this weekend is Christmas, and there's a lot going on here at Silverdale. A lot going on in our home. I'm sure a lot going on in your homes as well.
Yes, absolutely. One of my favorite traditions as a family for us to do, because, you know, it's that time of the year where folks have traditions, right? And it's incorporating all of those traditions, and what are those things that everybody looks forward to doing every year? And one of them for our family, when you say that about the Christmas Eve service coming up on Saturday, is that Christmas Eve service. And I know I mentioned it before in a previous video, but I love it so much. It's when those lights drop and the candles are lit and we sing Silent Night, and you're just thinking, this is what it is all about. And it is just, you just feel like you're there, right? On that Christmas morning, that Christmas evening, you just feel like you're right there, and it's just magical.
I love it too. And hey, before we go any farther, I want to interject now, just in case you don't make it all the way to the end.
Very important.
Check out the website for times and locations. We even have an online service, and if you're going to be online, you're going to want a candle and communion, because we have a candlelight, as you just said, part of it, and then we will celebrate communion. So any kind of bread, any kind of drink is going to work just fine for that. So I'm curious, are tacky sweaters and sweatshirts a part of your...
So glad. We were telling him beforehand that he better mention that this was on purpose. This was intentional. We don't actually think these look good. So
this is the one time a year you pull out of the closet.
I don't know. So I didn't have a tacky sweater, so
you went and found one with
I
dolphins.
went and found one with dolphins, and I may have to pull this out a few more times in the year, y'all.
Kicked
This
it
is
up a notch.
too much not to.
Yes, with bells, in case those at home
I don't know if you
cannot
can hear
see
that
the bells. Because what would make this sweater better is bells. Don't worry, they're on
There's
there.
a lot going on with that sweater. But no, actually, you do mention, is that a tradition? Not an intentional one, but
That's true.
It does seem that every year at Christmas time, I have had some event that requires me to pull out a tacky Christmas sweater. That could be because I'm a teacher and there's always something going on at school. So this one's made it with me for a decade.
A decade?
No,
wow.
maybe not a decade. 7 years.
That's impressive.
So,
That is impressive.
I think once you have a tacky
I
sweater
just love
or
it.
shirt,
I mean, it's cozy.
exactly, you stay with it. It's your go-to. So what are, besides the tacky Christmas sweaters, and I feel like that's always been popular, but in recent years it's gained more traction.
Oh, yeah.
But what are some other traditions and things that you guys do at Christmas that's special for you and your family?
Oh, so I meant to bring my phone over here. I left it sitting over there somewhere. But so for us, most of our family lives. My mother and my brother moved here, and so most of our family, though, still lives somewhere else. All of my wife's family lives in West Tennessee, and so we'll travel. We'll spend a few days with them. And when we go, every year, I laugh because it's. Do you ever try to put together the gingerbread houses? Ours are more like shacks. Yeah. I'm going to find some pictures. I have some on my phone. I was going to show you all, but I'll put some on so you all can see them. Some of them turn out pretty well, and the kids always have a lot of fun. I don't really take part in that, but I don't know. That's just one of the things that my family enjoys doing.
We definitely need to see pictures.
We need the pictures, but I do have a question. Do you actually eat them?
Oh, no. No, have you ever tried?
Yeah, and they're
Do you eat them?
No, I mean I do. It's like a piece. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I don't
Well,
eat
it is
like
really,
the whole
I mean,
thing,
it is
'cause
sugar.
They're not really that great. That's why I was asking.
Well, like I talked about
actually
last week with the hamburger cookies, if you didn't see the hamburger patty cookies, it's sugar and it's edible, and so my kids are going to eat it. It's kind of hard not to, but
yeah, gingerbread, they're hit or miss. Now I love a good homemade gingerbread cookie, but the gingerbread kits, they're never that good. They're kind of cardboardy.
Yeah.
Like, is that just me?
No.
Okay. Y'all
I
are
don't
making
think they're
me-
meant to eat. I don't think
I was
they're
going
meant
to
to
say,
eat.
you guys
but
are
I
kind of
can't
making me
help.
nervous. I was like, you know what?
I can't help but taste it.
Absolutely.
No, we want to stick with things that you can eat, so we don't even really attempt the gingerbread houses.
So what do you do?
My mom will do them with the grandkids. So well,
Other
we
than mashed
do,
potatoes.
Other than mashed potatoes,
Brought up everyone.
Again, previous video. But no, we do the, like I mentioned, the Christmas Eve service. We do donuts on Christmas morning is a must from Dunkin' Donuts while we're sitting in the middle of all the gifts. But I have to say our two favorite traditions would be something that we've in recent years started doing was Advent. And that has been amazing to be able to sit down with our girls and do that together as a family. And then we also have a Christmas tree topping ceremony at our home for the four of us. And for those parents out there, you understand that your children will argue over who can put the tree topper on the tree. So my amazing husband's resolution for this a few years ago was we will take turns every year. So then obviously it is now incorporated with music, Joy to the World by Faith Hill, because there's a beautiful intro. We have a spotlight holder, so somebody holds a flashlight while the other person walks in for the ceremony and places it's a whole...
Wow, this is legit.
It's a whole thing.
This is.
So
It's a whole thing.
Is this on Christmas? Or is this when you're decorating?
Well, usually we put Thanksgiving's on Thursday. We put up the decorations that weekend.
Okay.
So usually that's Saturday or Sunday.
Wow.
We do it, and it's nighttime. All the Christmas lights are lit, and that's the official. Let's go!
That's
it's Christmas.
a big deal. You just gave someone out there an idea.
It's
I love
so
all of that.
much fun.
I love all of that
It
you
is,
just said.
and the girls love it. And my daughter, she said she's 13. Our oldest is 13, and she said this year she's like, we have to do this even when we have our own children one day. We have to come here and do this. And I was like, yes, you do.
I love it.
So
We've done the Advent candles
Yes.
several times, and we talked about in part one the Christmas fails. So here's a
and
recent
fire.
And
There's
fire.
When you said candles, I was like, where is this going?
Well, no,
we don't have the best
actually,
track record.
Chrissy bought the candles. We have a little, I guess it's almost like a wreath, but it has the four, because there's like three purple and one pink in this one, right? So, but we missed week one. And we just never went back and did it. So it's just been sitting over by the TV all month long, waiting for us to do the Advent. We never got there, y'all.
Yeah.
We never got there. But it was the best of intentions.
It's real. That's called real life, though. That is called real life. Those things happen.
I have a countdown, like the countdown to Christmas at our house, and I mean, I very rarely remember to change that thing. So I did today though, but yeah, so I mean, that's completely, I think that's just, like you said, that's life, that's normal.
Absolutely.
So
What about you?
For me, we have a lot of interesting ones. Christmas karaoke is one, and I did not think of that until you were talking about your ceremony, and I'm like, I guess that is a tradition. And I don't really know when it started. I think it's when my husband and I got married.
I would have never guessed.
I know.
I would have never
I
guessed.
know. That's why I was like, this
I'm
is gonna
processing.
take them by such surprise. But my
You're
husband and
speechless.
I,
Wow.
we visit my parents on Christmas Day. They live about 40 minutes away from us. And my dad loves music, and he has like a big speaker system with like mics and his own little sound system. And I don't know, one year he just was like, hey, let's karaoke some Christmas carols. And
So next time
now
you
it is
sing,
a thing. We do it every year, and I've never realized it. But
Can you
it is
just
a
skip
tradition.
like Last Christmas, that song, if it ever comes up?
I'm gonna.
I'm not gonna do.
We're
those
gonna
ones
do
online.
that one specifically for you.
Oh.
And I'm gonna send it to you. So.
And I'm gonna do the hippopotamus. I can't even say it.
No, we've never done that one.
Oh, I wish I could have found a hippopotamus shirt.
Oh,
I'm
I
so
wouldn't have
looking.
shown up. I would have saw it. Like,
next year. That could be the intro.
Yes, instead of last
The
year,
intro.
next year.
Yes, hippopotamus.
no. So that's an interesting one, and you guys should hear. Like Cody gets up there and sings. Like
Really? Cody's been holding out.
Wow.
it's good. I think he sings good. But on top of that, my dad is kind of the instigator of all our strange traditions. This one's not strange, but I actually brought some.
I've been looking down here
Coquito.
at this. When you first mentioned that, we thought it
But I
was
said cookie dough.
cookie dough.
In a strange accent.
Which I would have ate the cookie dough as well, just for the record.
I mean, cookie dough. Oh, I had fried cookie dough at Rock City Monday. It was, for the
Ooh.
first time, it was very good. But no, this is coquito, which is a drink typically made around Christmas time in Puerto Rico, which is where my dad is from. And so he always makes some every year. And if you like eggnog, it's kind of along the lines of that, but it's more coconutty. So it's like,
So what's in here?
so it's like the evaporated milk, condensed cream, nutmeg, cinnamon, coconut.
Oh, everything sounds great.
So I guess it's like a tropical eggnog. Like that would be an interesting way.
Tropical eggnog. That is a really interesting way to describe it. You lost Chrissy. She's back over there. You lost her on the coconut.
You know, did Chrissy not like it?
No, she does
man.
not like the coconut. I've
I
tried.
love coconut.
Yes, I do
So
too.
good.
So
Well,
here
we have to have, but you have to shake it up really good.
All right.
So,
we are. Right next to the microphone. I love this.
I know,
I'm really
like,
curious to see what this
And
sounds like
just
later.
let
Michael,
the
I feel
record
like I want to
show-
let you, like,
Oh, man.
I don't know.
I told you about the cookies, though,
We
right?
have
That's
not,
true.
as he pours this, it is very important to note that we have heard about this. So we're like, you have to bring some so we can try
Right,
it.
yes.
And let's try it maybe even like while we're on video.
And I also want to say that I don't have a lot of experience in drinking homemade drinks from mason jars. I'm very Baptist, y'all. That's not.
We are in the South, however.
I don't know. I mean, what kind of eggnog?
He always makes, he always
look at
puts
it.
them in those jars. I don't know why.
Oh, man, I really poured a cup.
I hope you like it.
I do too. I'm giving. Here we go.
So
That
I
sounds-
thought what would be really funny is if they try it and think it's terrible on air.
Oh,
that would
man.
be funny.
Here we go. There it is. In your number one teacher cup, because
to-
you
All right, I don't think
are
I
a
can
number
handle any more
one
than that. Well, thanks.
teacher cup. Boy, we really.
Wow. It's like half gone.
Oh man,
Oh, again,
did you drink it?
first
No, I
Oh, I'm
experience.
sorry. Did I just jump the gun?
I didn't know if it was like a thing
I mean,
and we're
this is-
counting to 3.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
know.
know,
I looked
what's
at you.
happening.
This is a Christmas special, not a New Year's
Well, I
special.
mean,
We
I
don't
know
have to
what
count
it
down.
tastes like, so it's.
Because you went for it, she just kind of laid back and
She was
crossed
like,
the
when's
legs.
the karaoke starting, guys? Okay, I'm good.
All right, well, go for it.
Oh, I do like that.
Oh my goodness, I love
Now
that.
I feel like you guys are
No,
just
no, no,
making
no,
it
no.
up because
No, no,
you're-
no, no.
because we're
I
live.
really do like
You
that.
do. Awesome.
It's almost like a, oh man, almost like a liquid Mounds or Almond Joy.
You know, that is a really good way of
Nice.
describing
That
it.
is
without the almonds, just
exactly
liquid
what it
Mounds.
is.
I love it.
Great
I
way.
call dibs on taking that home.
Well, I'm glad. My dad will
I'm
be so
serious.
happy to know
That
that
is,
you.
does your dad watch this? Dad, would you make
What do you call your dad?
please?
What do I call him? I just call him
Dad. Daddy
Daddy.
and Dad.
Yeah.
Dad. Can
Can I want every camera? Can I look at
does he
every
watch
camera?
these?
Oh,
Does he watch? Okay.
He asked me today because I was telling him about it to send it to him. So he hasn't watched it, but he's wanting.
you know who else would love this? My daddy would love this because he loves coconut.
Oh, that would be good for him.
Dad needs to make some for Daddy.
Okay, so we don't get too bogged down in this because we're going to lose everybody. They're like, here we are, just sitting around watching them sip coquito. No, don't apologize. This is great.
Excellent
so
job.
we've been looking forward to this for a long time. So, Dad, thanks. This is great. But, you know, I like what you were saying just a moment ago about Christmas and traditions. Say that again.
Oh yeah. So I was thinking on the way here, and I was just telling Michael and Nicole that traditions are great. We love traditions. They're obviously fun, and you know they bring us together. But we tend to cling to them, and we go into this season of Christmas and really life like expecting these traditions. That's just what we have come to know, and we know that's going to happen. Excuse me, but
Real life, y'all.
real life choked on my computer a little bit there. Excuse me. But I was thinking how God is not tradition. He's not a God of tradition. Like he doesn't deal with us each in the same way. He doesn't put us through the same things. And a lot of times what we expect God to do, or we expect his timing to be a certain way, and it's not. And we may think like, what are you doing, God? This is out of the expected tradition. But he has his plan that we may not see. And I mean, the Christmas story is a great example of that. I'm sure Mary, like you were saying in the last episode, you know, the last thing she expected was to be 9 months pregnant, traveling 90 miles to his city. That was certainly not going to, be her tradition that year, and yet there she was. And so I was just thinking how when we get hung up on traditions, God doesn't work the same way, and we have to be open to just
to God's work in our
trusting
lives,
Him,
to trusting in
right,
Him.
yeah.
I mean, He's not a God in a box.
Right.
He's not, as
I couldn't find a way to, to bring that around, but you
I
were.
think you did good. I mean, it's the C.S. Lewis Chronicles of Narnia. He's not a tame God, but He's good. He is good. We're not going to be able to just put Him in a box. And not at Christmas also. And so, enjoy your Christmas traditions. Enjoy your Christmas experience. We hope that you truly have the best Christmas ever. And sometimes we have to get beyond our current circumstances to really see how good Christmas is. Christ with us, Christmas. We're celebrating that this weekend, y'all, that God sent His Son, born of woman, born of a virgin, for us so we can have a relationship with Him. I don't want to get too preachy. I'm going to leave that for our pastor this weekend. And speaking of this weekend, we do want to talk about that one more time before we wrap this up. So this Saturday at all of our campuses, check the website for times and locations, 5 o'clock online. And then on Sunday, there are no in-person services Sunday morning. We have produced a Christmas video so that you, your family, and your friends can stay home or stay wherever you are. It'll be available on YouTube and the church website. The video is Pastor Tony traveling through the Holy Land, talking through the Christmas story. I'm so excited about that.
I cannot wait for that. We have our time on Christmas morning always, but to be able to sit down and watch him going through the Holy Land and listen and just have that special time there as a family, there's nothing like that. And I'm visual, and I've said that before, I'm a visual type of gal. So to be able to know it, but then see it on the morning of, it's almost full circle in a way, it feels like.
And like any service, there will be music, there will be teaching, there will be prayer time. I mean, it will be a full-on service. And so if you're used to worshiping online, this is going to feel really normal to you in that sense, but just very different in that it's a video instead of in the worship room. If you're not used to worshiping online, you're going to be blessed by this experience. So make sure you don't miss that this weekend. Well, y'all, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Hope you and your families have the best Christmas.
You too.
Thank you.
Each one of these has been fantastic.
And now we have this, I'm not
now
even
you have a
new
tradition, maybe.
A new tradition.
I'm going to bring
yes.
coquito for everybody every year.
Heather's
You can call
dad.
it cookie dough if you want to.
I will call it cookie dough. That's a southern version.
Cookie dough.
I love it.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
Merry Christmas.